Hello there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy Nandi, and today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. And it's something that it's a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. In fact, I thought of writing a blog about it, but I think a video might be a better option. And it's called projection. It's a psychological term. But we ordinary people, we do it every day. Parents do it to children, siblings do it to each other, employers do it to employees. Everybody is projecting each other. But we do not know this term. So we just go about doing it. And what it is basically when somebody comes up to us and tells us, so and so said this about you, and that riles you up, it gets you worked up. And then you might think that this person is caring for you, and that's why he or she has told you about what somebody else has said. But actually, this person actually doesn't care for you at all. All he or she wants to do is rile you up, to take you away from your peace and make you get pissed off with somebody else. 2, a lot of people who are on the receiving end of somebody's projection do not fact check whether the other person has actually said anything to them, anything about them. So they blindly trust the projector. And then they start getting upset with that person who has been apparently said bad things about us. And we start to behave in strange ways. We take out our anger in various ways. We start avoiding those people. And half the time, or most of the time, we actually do not check whether the other person has actually said anything about us, or whether the projector has purposely misconstrued what was said just to irritate somebody else. So this is something very important to know. The terminology actually is, first of all, something that we should get acquainted with, and it's called projection. So the next time when somebody comes up to you and says, so and so said this about you, know that that person is projecting you. I'll bring up my father had a very good policy, my late father. Whenever somebody used to tell him in my community, whenever people from my community used to tell my father, I saw your son do this and I saw your son do that, my father had a fantastic policy. He always used to say, until I see it myself, or until I hear it myself, I will not believe you. So I think that's a very good stance for all of us to take. Whenever somebody comes to you and say, so-and-so said this, John said this about you, Sally said this about you, I think the first thing we should do is to do what my father used to do, which is to say to the projector, I will only believe it if I hear it myself. Or I will only believe it if I see it myself. This way, you get to protect your state of mind, your mental health. Remember, our state of mind is very precious. We should not let any Tom, Dick, and Harry simply take advantage of us by telling us all sorts of things which could be false. So, I asked ChatGPT, with the help of ChatGPT, I asked it the question so that I can explain to you in psychological terms what a projector does. And my question to ChatGPT was, please explain what does a projector do to others? Give examples. And this is the answer. A projector, in psychological terms, refers to an individual who engages in the defense mechanism of projection. This person unconsciously attributes their own undesirable thoughts, feelings, or qualities onto others. The effects of projection on others can be profound, influencing various aspects of relationships and interactions. Here are some examples to illustrate how projection manifests in different scenarios. 1. Blame and accusations. A person projecting their own feelings of inadequacy may consistently blame others for their perceived shortcomings. For instance, an individual who is insecure about their professional competence might constantly accuse colleagues of incompetence or sabotage, despite evidence to the contrary. 2. Jealousy and envy. Someone experiencing feelings of jealousy or envy may project these emotions onto others. For example, an individual who is envious of a friend's success might accuse the friend of being overly competitive or boastful, when in reality, it is the projector's own unresolved jealousy at play. 3. Judgment and criticism. Individuals who struggle with self-esteem issues may project their harsh inner critic onto others. They may habitually judge and criticize those around them, finding fault even in trivial matters. This projection allows the individual to externalize their self-critical thoughts, relieving themselves of the immediate discomfort. 4. Defensiveness and avoidance. When confronted with personal flaws or mistakes, a person using projection may become defensive and shift blame onto others. For instance, if someone is projecting their fear of failure, they might avoid taking responsibility for their own shortcomings and instead point fingers at others for any perceived errors. 5. Unrealistic expectations. Projectors may set unrealistic expectations for others based on their own unmet needs or desires. For example, an individual longing for constant validation may project this need onto their partner, expecting unwavering attention and affirmation. The partner, unaware of the projection, may struggle to meet these unrealistic expectations. 6. Hostility and aggression. Individuals projecting their own repressed anger or aggression may display hostility towards others. For instance, someone who is unable to accept their own anger might project this emotion onto a co-worker, perceiving them as consistently hostile, even if the co-worker's behavior is neutral. 7. Manipulative behavior. Projectors may engage in manipulative behavior as a way to control others and protect themselves from their own insecurities. For example, an individual projecting feelings of unworthiness might manipulate friends or partners into constantly reassuring them of their value. It's important to note that those on the receiving end of projection may experience confusion, frustration, and strained relationships. Understanding the dynamics of projection can help individuals navigate these situations with empathy, fostering open communication and encouraging personal growth for both the projector and those around them. One of the greatest things, that's the end of what ChatGPT has said, but I asked another question which I'll get into right now. One of the things that make me saddest the most is to see people, our elders, doing it on to younger people, such as their younger siblings or parents doing it to children or anyone older who are projecting people who are younger than them. In my opinion, our elders should teach us the right way of thinking and living by setting good examples for for the younger ones to follow. So it really saddens me. It breaks my heart to see how the elders are projecting the people younger to them. So I continued to ask ChatGPT, and my question is, give examples of what a projector does when they project one family member against another. Why did I use family members is because it happens in a lot of families and it happens in a lot of communities as well, where people look at each other as family members. And this comes from my personal experience from living in communities, in smaller minority communities, and to see how elders have projected the people younger to them, which really breaks my heart. So the question once again, give examples of what a projector does when they project one family member against another. And the answer is, when a person engages in projection within a family dynamic, it can have significant implications for relationships and overall family cohesion. Here are some examples of what a projector might do when projecting one family member against another. 1. Divisive comparisons. The projector might make constant comparison between family members, highlighting perceived differences or shortcomings. For instance, they might praise one sibling for their achievements while subtly implying that another sibling falls short in comparison. This can create a sense of rivalry and competition among siblings. 2. Scapegoating. A projector may designate one family member as the scapegoat for the family's problems or challenges. This individual becomes the target of blame for issues that may be unrelated to them. For instance, a parent projecting their own insecurities onto a child may blame that child for family tensions, regardless of the actual cause. 3. Favoritism. The projector may show overt favoritism towards one family member while neglecting or criticizing another. This favoritism can stem from the projector's own unresolved feelings and biasness. For example, a parent or sibling projecting their unfulfilled ambitions onto another, a child or a sibling, might favor the child or sibling who seems to fulfill those aspirations. 4, and a very important one, gossiping and backbiting. A projector may engage in gossiping and backbiting, spreading negative information about one family member to another. This behavior can be a way for the projector to garner support for their negative views. For example, a family member projecting their own insecurities might gossip about a sibling's personal life, creating tension within the family. So you see what the projector is trying to do? They're just trying to create tension within the family unit. 5. Creating alliances. The projector may intentionally create alliances within the family by sharing distorted information or manipulating perceptions. By doing so, they can gain allies who support their perspective and contribute to the division. Note, division. They're trying to create a division within the family. For instance, a parent projecting their own fears onto their children might try to turn one sibling against another to maintain control. And I've seen this happen. And the problem with this is that the children of such parents learn this and start doing it to each other. 6. Triangulation. Triangulation occurs when a projector involves a third party in a conflict between two family members. The projector may use this strategy to divert attention from their own issues and avoid direct confrontation. For example, a parent projecting feelings of inadequacy may involve a grandparent in a disagreement with a child, manipulating the situation. 7. Undermining relationships, a very important one, because this is what projectors do. They just want to undermine every kind of relationship. Even if it was previously harmonious, a projector wants to make it not harmonious, and that's a wicked person. Undermining relationships. The projector may undermine relationships by casting doubt on the motives or intentions of family members. This can lead to a breakdown in trust and communication. For example, a family member projecting their own mistrust might subtly suggest that another family member is deceitful, causing rifts in trust. So this is the part that I was talking about in the beginning, When a projector comes and tells us, so and so said this about you, we, without verifying the truth or even trying to see whether this is what that person actually meant, will be done by the projector in such a way to create disharmony and to create rifts within the family. In conclusion, it's crucial to recognize the signs of projection within a family and address these dynamics with open communication and empathy. Encouraging family members to express their thoughts and feelings can help break the cycle of projection, fostering healthier relationships and a more supportive family environment. I'm going to continue this because it's so important. I've gone deeper into this topic of projection and what a projector does. So the undermining relationships, point number 7, is something that a lot of people have experienced, including myself. So we got to understand that whenever somebody, a projector, which I'll call them somebody because we don't know that they are a projector, but this video is meant to explain to us, to everyone, that when somebody comes and tells us that Sally said this or John said this about you, know that the term of such a person is a projector and they are projecting us. So basically, a projector wants to create disharmony in a family or in any situation. And all of this happens from their own insecurities. So like I've already explained through the video, the various points of what a projector does. Now, I asked ChatGPT, who is a projector? And this is the answer. In psychology, a projector refers to an individual who engages in the defense mechanism of projection. Projection involves attributing one's own thoughts, feelings, or characteristics onto another person. This defense mechanism allows individuals to cope with and manage uncomfortable or threatening emotions by externalizing them. So basically know that the projector is a psychologically disturbed individual and should not be trusted, because such people are just trying to manipulate your way of thinking. You could have a beautiful and harmonious relationship with somebody else, but the projector will come and create disharmony and disrupt such a relationship. If anyone does that to you, know that the person who is doing it to you is the bad guy. So let's move on. Here are the key characteristics of a projector. You might see some familiarities with the projector that you know in your life. 1. Unconscious behavior. Projection is typically an unconscious process. Individuals who project may not be aware that they are displacing their own emotions onto others. The projected feelings or traits are often denied or disowned by the projector. Defense mechanism. Number 2, defense mechanism. Projection serves as a defense mechanism, protecting the individual from confronting aspects of themselves that they find distressing or uncomfortable and unacceptable. By attributing these qualities to someone else, the projector can maintain a sense of self-worth and avoid dealing directly with internal conflicts. 3. Repetitive patterns. Projectors may exhibit repetitive patterns of projecting certain emotions or traits onto others. This can manifest in various aspects of their lives, including personal relationships, work dynamics, and family interactions. Lack of self-awareness. Projectors often lack self-awareness regarding their own emotions and motivations. They may be unaware of the underlying reasons for their behavior and may resist acknowledging the need for introspection. 5. Impact on relationships. This is very important. The act of projection can have significant effects on interpersonal relationships. Those on the receiving end of projection may experience confusion, frustration, and tension. Let me repeat that. Those on the receiving end of projection may experience confusion, frustration, and tension. Unchecked projection can strain relationships and hinder effective communication. 6. Avoidance of personal responsibility. Projectors tend to avoid taking personal responsibility for their emotions or actions. Instead of facing their own issues, they attribute them to others. This avoidance can hinder personal growth and development. In conclusion, it's important to note that everyone engages in defense mechanisms to some extent, and projection is a common aspect of human behavior. However, excessive or chronic projection can negatively impact both the projector and those around them. Recognizing and understanding projection is a crucial step in fostering self-awareness and creating healthier, more authentic relationships. Psychotherapy and self-reflection are often recommended for individuals who struggle with projection as a defense mechanism. That's the end of ChatGPT's answers. So as you can see here, a projector has a mind that is already disturbed and needs psychological help. But here's the problem. A lot of people are not aware of this. Like even this article has said, they are not aware of their own behavior. So you can see it being passed down from one generation to another and to another. A parent who projects others, a parent who projects their children, then the children thinks this is acceptable behavior and they start doing it. They start doing it to the siblings and they start doing it to the children. It's like a virus, like a disease being passed down from one generation to another and to another. No one is wiser to the fact that this is a psychological disorder that's being passed down. So this video is a special video that I've created because I've been a victim of this and I've seen it so rampant around me for so many years by so many people in so many situations. I hope that you will watch this video over and over again and do some more research on what a projector is and what projection is, so that you are aware of the symptoms and signs and you're able to recognize a projector the next time you come across one, which I guarantee you, you will. And you'll be wiser for it, not to fall into their trap, and recognize that they need help. But don't you be turning against other people because of what a projector has said to you. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. If you enjoyed this video, there are lots more where this good stuff has come from. I'm next going to start from one of my books, God Wants Us to Be Rich. I'll be reading out from this book. I've also read out from my previous other books, which is Our Real Identity. You can go to my channel and check out the videos there. I also spent some time in India living at an ashram, and I've written a book about it. I've also read certain pages from this book, which is also, there are some videos on my channel. So please subscribe to my channel because I'll be providing you a lot more good stuff that we can use for life to live a happy, successful, harmonious, and peaceful life. Once again, thank you very much for being here. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it useful. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye bye.